Are you ready? Are you ready?
What you need to know about embryonic stem cell research. Stem cell research can be used for many purposes, such as medical, scientific, and many more. Why and how is it good having stem cell research? It can be good for medical purposes, because if you get into a car crash and one of your organs stop working, you needed to replace the organ, but there was no match. However, if it wasn't for stem cell research and you had cloned yourself, you could have just took your cloned organ and placed it into you, instead of waiting to die. But some religion is against stem cell research because cloning requires taking stem cells out of a live embryo. It is dangerous to take stem cells out of a developing baby, and the likelihood of cloning to succeed is very low. And at the end, you might end up with 2 dead fetuses if it is not successful. And that could cause an uproar within some religions. Stem cell research is just not an issue within religion. It is also an issue around politicians such as liberals like Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, who are suggesting stem cell research should be allowed for scientific and research purposes. But conservatives like Mike Huckabee, who is against stem cell research because they think it's just plain stupid, wrong, and unnecessary. Now let's listen to liberal Hillary Clinton to see why stem cell research is useful.
On both sides of the aisle, stem cell research holds the promise of new cures and treatments for countless diseases and millions of Americans with chronic, incurable conditions. The wide range of applications for stem cells may lead to unparalleled achievements. On behalf of research concerning Alzheimer's disease, as my friend and colleague, Senator Mikulski, just so passionately described with respect to her own family and her own experience, to spinal cord injuries, like my dear friend Christopher Reeve, to diabetes and other conditions. For example, in my state of New York, research at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center has shown real promise for the use of stem cell research in bone, cartilage, and muscle replacement therapies. At Columbia University, researchers have shown that stem cells can develop into neurons, special nervous system cells that would allow us to actually treat vision loss. Other scientists at Columbia University and at the University of Rochester Medical Center are working to cultivate stem cells into spinal cells that control motor function as possible treatments for ALS, otherwise known as Lou Gehrig's disease.
Why conservatives are against stem cell research? Conservatives are against stem cell research because they believe in their own values. They are con stem cell research because it involves risking a baby's life, and if unsuccessful, it will be pointless. The next part of the video will be on how stem cell research works.
We use the pluripotent to cure some incurable disease such as Parkinson's syndrome, sugar diabetes, spinal cord injury, visually handicapped, and some other incurable or hard-to-cure diseases. Also, this technology can make organs to replace old organs of people or cells.
What is stem cell?
The stem cell is essentially the building block of the human body. The stem cells inside an embryo will eventually give rise to every cell, organ, and tissue in the fetus's body. Unlike a regular cell, which can only replicate to create more of its own kind of cell, a stem cell is pluripotent. When it divides, it can make any one of 220 different cells in the human body. Stem cells also have the capability to self-renew. They can reproduce themselves many times over. There are 2 types of stem cells, embryonic stem cells and adult stem cells. Embryonic stem cells come from an embryo. The mass of cells in the earliest stage of human development that, if implanted in a woman's womb, will eventually grow into a fetus. When the embryo is between 3 and 5 days old, it contains stem cells, which are busily working to create the various organs and tissues that will make up the fetus. Adults also have stem cells in the heart, brain, bone marrow, lungs, and other organs. They are our built-in repair kit, regenerating cells damaged by disease, injury, and everyday wear and tear. Adult stem cells were once believed to be more limited than stem cells, only giving rise to the same type of tissue from which they originated. The new research suggests that adult stem cells may have the potential to generate other types of cells as well. For example, liver cells may be coaxed to produce insulin, which is normally made by pancreas.
Canada has showed the importance of embryonic stem cell research by donating $5.3 million every year.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Listen up, y'all, cause this is it.
Career opportunities for embryonic stem cell research includes being a manager for a group, a cell therapy business leader for distribution of cells, production development manager, and a stem cell specialist. My opinion on embryonic stem cell research is yes, we should allow it and continue funding it for future development. This technology can not only replace organs and help cure incurable diseases, it can save your life. Statistics for embryonic stem cell research: overall use, success, and cost. The use of embryonic stem cell research is still being tested in humans. In some American states, they have clinics for stem cell research. Its cost varies from $0 to millions of dollars depending on which country you are in. Some countries, such as Italy, don't believe in funding for stem cell research because it involves a human life. However, in some American states, they are okay with stem cell research and they are funding it for research purposes. A poll for its overall use is 61% approve of stem cell research, 24% disapproves, and 14% don't care.